What if you'd be able to communicate with someone from years ago? Would you find it weird and stop talking to that person? Or would you take that opportunity and savor the excitement that comes with it? The call tells about how one should not mess with time, or with someone who is supposedly dead already. Welcome back to Flick and Chips, and today we'll be giving you a rundown of the 2020 fantasy thriller Korean movie The Call. If you're new around here and want to know more about movies under any genre and age, then go click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we upload. Without further ado, let's get right into it. The film started with a woman, So-yeon, moving back to her hometown, and she seems to have lost her phone on the way. She tried calling her phone, but no one was answering. She goes into her house and it screams old and haunted. She tried calling her phone again using the landline in the house. Someone finally answered, but the person was asking for some reward money in exchange. Of course, So-yeon was taken aback, but then the person on the other line suddenly dropped the call. Then, sometime later, the telephone rang. But this time, a woman answered it. She was seemingly agitated about her mother. When So-yeon asked about who she was, the person on the other line just dropped the call. Weird. So-yeon's mother has a brain tumor, and So-yeon seems to be aloof towards her, and she's like, "You think you deserve to be buried next to father?" This girl has got some attitude. But there seems to be a backstory between them. Well, I guess we'll eventually find out. When she gets back to the old creepy house, the telephone was ringing. She hurriedly answered it, thinking that it would be the person who got her phone. But the other person on the line was the same girl from last time, who was now asking for help. And again, when So-yeon asked the woman, she just dropped the call again. Talk about rude. When So-yeon was roaming around the creepy house late at night, she discovered a hidden basement to the house, making the house creepier than it already is. When she got down to the basement, she found a picture of a girl from decades ago. And surprise, surprise, the girl in the picture named Young-suk is in fact the same girl who was calling her. What's weirder is that So-yeon didn't find it weird. The fact that she was communicating with someone in the same house but 20 years apart. If I were her, I would have run out of that house and just leave that place for good. To make things even weirder, So-yeon seems to have developed a friendship with Young-suk. They were at first sharing and trading information about the 90s and 2000s, and they were genuinely getting along. Young-suk eventually opened up about how abusive her mother was, while So-yeon opened up about her father's death 20 years ago. What's interesting is that their paths have actually crossed 20 years ago. So-yeon's parents were looking for a new house, and it just so happens that the house that piqued their interest was Young-suk's. And that's when Young-suk met younger So-yeon. Young-suk made the present So-yeon hear her father's voice, who was still alive at that time. Of course, this made So-yeon emotional, and it was at this point that things started to go south. So-yeon asked Young-suk to prevent her father's death, and Young-suk did. This made the present life of So-yeon totally different. Her life made a total 180. Her father is now alive, her mother is well, and So-yeon, definitely not in her emo phase anymore. She's now all bright, flowery, and happy. But then, So-yeon came across an article from years ago. Apparently, Young-suk will be stabbed to death by her shaman mother. Talk about some serious mommy issues. Being the good old friend that she is, she warned Young-suk about it. Consequently, Young-suk escaped death, but it was her very sweet and loving mother who died instead. Once again, So-yeon and Young-suk have messed up something that they shouldn't have. Messing with time and death twice will definitely have consequences. Young-suk is now free from the shackles of her abusive mother, who she just killed and bagged like an animal. But when the strawberry farmer delivered some strawberries to their house, he found the bloody bags where Young-suk's mother's body parts were in. Uh-oh, and I bet you can guess what happens next. Young Suk killed him too. So-yun eventually found out about that and panicked, realizing how wrong it was to deal with someone as crazy as Young Suk. I told you, that girl should have run out of that house the moment she realized that the girl she was talking to was from 20 years ago. But now it's much too late for that. So-yun warned Young Suk that she'll be arrested and imprisoned for killing her mother and the strawberry farmer. Panicking, Young Suk asked help from So-yun. But this time, So-yun was just too scared of what's happening that she literally cut off the telephone line. Yikes. Wrong move, So-yun. Why, you may ask? Well, Young Suk just threatened So-yun that she will kill So-yun's father if she didn't help her. But still, So-yun chose not to deal with Young Suk anymore. She's like, I've had enough of this drama, I'm out, girl. And, true to her words, Young Suk did kill So-yun's father. And just like how almost everyone disappeared in Avengers Infinity War, So-yun's father dissolved right in front of So-yun. With her father dead, her life is now back to being dull, sad, and emo. Gone was her long, beautiful hair. To say that So-yun was mad at Young Suk is an understatement. Well, you can't blame her. She just lost her father. Twice. Being the cunning person that Young Suk is, she threatened to kill So-yun's mother this time if So-yun doesn't help her escape from the police. So-yun can't afford to lose her mother too, and that's why she was forced to help Young Suk. But little did Young Suk know that So-yun was quite cunning herself. In disguise of helping her, So-yun set a trap that will lead to Young Suk's death. Her plan went well, but Young Suk is just one tough bitch. Just imagine, she didn't die from that explosion. Realizing that she was just backstabbed, Young Suk was furious. You know what she did next? She threatened So-yun that she will kill younger So-yun. Man, she is in a killing spree. And a lot of things happen next. Are you ready for a roller coaster ride? Here we go. Young Suk basically kidnapped younger So-yun. Consequently, this made her mother worried and searched for her. So-yun's mother asked help from the police, and so the police accompanied her in her search. When they got to Young Suk's house, Young Suk was acting all oblivious and innocent. Classic move of a murderer and kidnapper. But then, all of a sudden, the telephone rang. It was the present So-yun calling. Young Suk ignored the call, but then So-yun's mother got to the telephone first and answered it. So-yun tried to warn the mother, but of course she was confused about what's happening. When So-yun's mother and the police were getting suspicious of Young Suk, bam! The bad bitch Young Suk attacked the policeman. After the policeman, the mother was next. This became a classic thriller/crime chase. A lot of banging, kicking, punching, and stabbing happened in that scene. But at the end, it was still genuine motherly love that won the battle. Or so we thought. Because just when everything is all back to normal, where So-yun and her mother are safe and sound and there's no crazy murderer trying to kill them, the writers of the film decided to add a twist to the ending. Give us a break! When So-yun and her mother were walking home, at some point, her mother disappears, which only suggests that Young Suk was still alive somewhere in some alternate time and universe and killed So-yun's mother. What a film! So people, the moral of the story is this. Never, ever talk to strangers whether in real life or over the phone. Please, just save yourself the trouble. And that concludes our video today. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, why not leave a comment on what movie we should tackle next? See you in the next one, movie buffs!